who have approached 100% of women were out of the women's league for real, like on some real shit, not just looking cute for that 5 minutes, but on some real, like on character levels, intellect levels. The man's out of her league.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
A lot of these men are sticking.
You know that you get when you deal with like a person that's just completely stupid. What's wrong with your brain? Like why do you not see what you are? Like, and I get there with women. I truly do.
As a man, I expect you to provide. Under no circumstances will I ever touch bills.
They lay you down, they spray you down, but they don't stay around.
I've never done anything remotely wrong in my life, ever.
Always gonna love me more than I'm ever gonna love you. And if a man wants to be in my life, he needs to spend his every waking hour thinking of ways on how he needs to convince me that he should even be graced by my presence.
This whole threat of women, oh, you're gonna grow old and die alone. No, we're not. That's not a threat. We have our friends. We have our sisters with us. Did you ever see the Golden Girls, my dude?
Oh my
That's
God.
not a cautionary tale. It's a goddamn victory lap.
Listen, don't be seen.
Fucking bitch.
Hey, be fucking nice. Don't fuck up in here.
You know, sometimes we get so wrapped up in how a problem bothers us, we don't see what the problem really is.
All y'all do the same shit, whether if you was some homeless shit trying to dig cigarettes out of a trash can or you live in the White House.
She's going to have issues for the rest of her life.
Emotionally daunting and hurtful when I just keep hitting a wall,
The whole reason why I really didn't pursue it because he was a good guy.
You gotta know when to say when, bitch. Our coochie cutter days are over. Forever 21 was a lie. Sit down. Stop playing with yourself.
Women have it hard. Okay, women have it hard. You have no idea what women go through every day. Okay.
Let them genuinely talk. You'll see real fast, like, oh my God, this bitch is dumb as hell.
I've slept with over 200 men.
200 men?
I know you're fed up, ladies, but keep your head up.
The reason why these men keep threatening you about being single and dying alone and you're a cat lady is because you being single is the greatest threat, especially to this modern day man. Don't fall for his nonsense talking about you gonna be a cat lady. Say thank you.
Well, I watch your videos on YouTube.
Women's down their guys are literally into a girl's.
We'll return after these messages.
She wouldn't have to resort to online dating. If her personality was just so great and she was amazing.
She might not have told you this, but my daughters do not respect men. So I'm letting you know that now, and I'm not joking when I tell you that, brother. And they have mouths when it comes to them getting into disagreements and engagements with men, and they will verbally put some lashings on you, brother, because they don't respect men. I'm just giving it to you forefront, brother, so you know what you're going in.
I am so sick of men. I am so sick of y'all's ass.
The majority of these men are either, all, as far as I'm concerned, all of these men are either cheaters, will physically, emotionally, mentally you. They will disrespect you. They are on the DL, bisexual, gay, whatever.
Okay, first of all, I didn't miss the red flags. I looked at them and thought, damn, that's sexy. And that's my problem.
They don't know how to make plans. They don't know how to be good communicators. They don't know what they want. And they act like children.
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women. I'm not a devil, and by no means am I a monster.
Oh, Lord, I know it. If she says something intelligent, I'll give her credit for it. But I'm willing. There's gonna be some dumbass shit.
I'm going. I want my money right now.
Don't get your money. Don't worry.
The arrangement is over.
No kidding. No kidding.
I'm not just having sex with one, not two, but 3 different guys. That's right. I'm a player, but that's cool because I got it like that.
We're the leftovers, Kendra.
Who's the leftovers?
We're the leftovers, and I saw it. I read an article.
Who's the we? Who's the we?
They said that anybody above the age of 30 are leftovers.
Honey, I'm not leftover or nothing. I'm a specialty. So let me tell you something. I'm trying to be kind.
This concept of I could do better, bitch, at least 85% of men who approached women were really out of the woman's league. The only thing that kept a woman in a league was because she looked a little cute and she might suck a dick. That was it. At least 85% of men who have approached 100% of women were out of the woman's league. For real. Like on some real shit, not just, looking cute for that 5 minutes, but on some real, like on character levels, intellect levels, the man's out of her league.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
A lot of these men are sticking their eggplants down the throat of Billy's mouth.
You tell someone you're single and you look good, I'm riding around and I got a drop top for the summer, a truck for the winter, the work truck out front, and folks is looking at the outside like, why is she single? Why does she have? There's nothing wrong with being single. I'm single, sexy, happy, living and enjoying life. And when the right one comes along, by the grace of God, I'll know it and we'll move ahead from there.
Okay.
Did you know that 25% of women in the United States are getting treated for a mental illness? That means 75% of them are running around untreated.
Misogynist. As he said, misogyny is still real in our community.
I would say, number one, I know it's a shock to everyone, but sexism remains real and a very pertinent issue. But
Most people just don't want to deal with them because on average, they just are not good, genuine people to be around. They're good to look at. They're good to work in brothels. They're good to, try to take over a bar. They're good when they're handing you food as they're a waitress or they're on a call center call or something like that. But anything other than that, we really don't want 85% of y'all around. Just leave. It's sad to say, but it's the reality on it.
Women will continue to only hook up with the top 10% of men because there is literally no reason for them to mess with anybody else.
The most handsome man I've ever seen in my life, and I decided that he needed to be mine.
So he drops her off and tells her it's not him, it's her.
I can feel him running through my veins. He's still in me.
He was gorgeous. He was 6'3".
Oh,
He's been an engineer at Apple for 11 years and 39. He was way out of my league. And he did not ask for my number at the end of it.
Will I ever stop crying over emotionally unavailable men? No. But will I at least stop trying to date them? Also, no. How come every time you have sex with someone, they leave?
Whatever you want. I'll cook for you, wait on you, make love to you. I can make you happy, Josh. I can make you so happy.
Okay, because I'm the type of woman, I have money. I got my own money. I get my own bag. I don't got to deal with nobody's shit. So if you're treating me how I don't want to be treated, if you doing shit you ain't got no business doing in a relationship, we're done. And I don't got to stick around. A lot of women settle. I don't. I know my worth. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't want you to know your worth and what you deserve. I do. If you keep saying, oh, she's too masculine, what it means is you too feminine. If I got more bars than you, that's really a diss to you, not a diss to me.
You don't offer nothing here of other than an orgasm. That's about all you offer me is an orgasm. That's it. Okay, everything else is going to be a constant headache, nightmare, walking on eggshells, whatever the fuck. Everything else is going to be that. There is no benefit that after the orgasm, there's not much benefit really to keep one woman around too long.
Whatever happens in the end, I will be a strong, powerful woman. It's you.
Hi, Stacey. If she thinks it's anything less than the best, then it's not going to happen.
I'm always right in the end.
She has no problem attracting men, but the problem is
She knows her value has dropped, right? And pay attention, because this is where women end up in complete misery for the rest of their lives. Once they end up in brackets and have to get married after 27, 28, 29, 30, she knows that any man who will happily take her on must be of lower value. Why? Because she is now of lower value. The woman now has to weigh her options. Do I just keep living alone and all my friends are
Yeah,
married and you have
yeah.
kids and now I'm just alone with my cats, wine, and buffalo burgers and prescription medications? Or get with this guy who must be clearly low value because he's fucking with
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
A
yeah, yeah,
woman
yeah.
over 28, 29, 30, and or a single mother woman will never love you. You are not what she wanted. You can't be. Okay, in her eyes, you can never be that.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
All right, what up? Thanks for stopping by. Hit the like button if you could. If you want me to stay on 2 hours instead of 1, I'm looking to meet a $10 live stream goal. Cash App, PayPal, pinned to the top of the chat. Also in the description, or you could do super chat, super sticker. That's the dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. Something that just popped up in my head real quick that I want to talk about before we get into the first video. First off, join the membership. Join the YouTube membership. As low as $5 a month. I try to do 2 exclusive episodes or live streams a week. Or you could join via Patreon. And that link is in the description as well. $5 a month. But I feel like when you go out in the world every day, it's a lot of people who are just looking for conflict for the sake of conflict. And I feel like when you go into a social situation, motherfuckers aren't looking to like you. Like, soon as you walk in, like, motherfuckers not really looking to like you. That's just not human being. That's just not who human beings are by nature. And I mean, especially like if you talking about you starting a new job, yeah, nobody's looking to like the new guy. So you're already coming in at a disadvantage. Or even a social group. Hey, this is my new friend Rod or my new friend RB. The friend group ain't looking to like me. They're just not, for a bunch of different reasons. But who the fuck this guy think he is? He think he's gonna take over the friend group, or what? Is he gonna change the dynamic? People aren't looking to like you. I'll just put it like that. They're looking. I don't want to say they're looking for ways to. Well, let me put it like this. At first, they're more so looking to test you. They're looking to see. They're looking at you with a skeptical eye to see how you fit in, or what type of shit you gonna be on. They may be looking to belittle you and disrespect you to keep you in your place, so you don't think you taking over nothing. It's a lot of different things at play. But I say all that to say, what up, X? What up, Architect? I salute all the people who can deal with all the negativity you have to deal with every day with people for no reason. I salute the people who still walk around with a positive, friendly attitude and they chipper and nice. I can't do that shit. Like, for example, I start a new job and everybody being a dick to me. I'm not chipper and friendly. I'm not, like, I'm already not chipper and friendly. But if y'all coming at me, basically treat me like shit, hell no. Yeah, man. If you're not a fucked up bullshit person, it's a real struggle navigating day-to-day life with mostly people who are bullshit fucked up people. It's a real struggle. And it's not about like holier than thou, but just even being a halfway decent human being put you in the top 20% in most rooms. And you are going to be the outcast and you're the one who's going to catch the most hell. And you're going to have the hardest time navigating day-to-day life interacting with these 80%ers. I'm not even saying I'm a 20%er per se, but hey, if any 20%ers are listening, The funny thing is, most people probably think they're a 20%er. That's the funny thing. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Let's here, this is what I'll do. We're gonna start on this Ant CEO video, but I'm going to get my pork chops first. So let's watch something else until then. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna let y'all watch this until I come back. I'll be back in a few minutes.
You rather be a side chick to an NBA player or wife to an average man?
No, it's a side chick.
The side chick?
You just know the expectations and it's more fun.
Men do not like whores. Let me make this very simple. They may sleep with a whore, they may hang out with the whore, but they will not.
Some of y'all are really out here wanting to offer a woman absolutely nothing. No financial security, no flowers, no love, literally not even like loyalty. And then like expect the world from her.
Women will blast their own husbands online for the whole world to see, but refuse to look in the mirror. And honestly, it's quite embarrassing for everyone.
Double standards I have in my relationship, I have a lot. I think all of these are fines. Number one, I have my partner's location, but he does not have mine. I just like, I want some privacy sometimes.
What is your type? Like, what do you like physically?
Rich.
I said physically, not monetarily.
6'1", light skin.
So let's say they're under 6 foot and they're rich. Does that help?
Yeah.
That helps?
Duh.
So how much does a guy need to make?
It don't matter what he makes, it matters how he spend it.
How should he spend it?
On me.
Welcome to Masculine Dow.
Women will blast their own husbands online for the whole world to see, but refuse to look in the mirror. And honestly, it's quite embarrassing for everyone. I mean, we've all seen it. Wives making videos about how their husband doesn't help with the dishes or the laundry, doesn't plan dates, isn't romantic enough, isn't doing whatever they feel so entitled to. But here's the irony that nobody's talking about, but I'll gladly say it. You're literally telling the world that you chose poorly. You're advertising that you married a man you don't respect. And
All right, before we get into the Ant CEO video, I kind of want to go into, I just got back, but I kind of want to hear what she started off saying and respond to that. But before I do that, I want to respond to what T. Orlando said. T. Orlando said I'm too negative. There's definitely some truth to that. But let's dive into that though a little bit. When you see the world for what it is, that's why I started off this saying I admire the people who can go through this negative ass life full of so many negative ass people and still walk around with this positive attitude. I respect it. I don't know if I'll ever be able to fully do that. It's commendable, it really is. Now I'm not saying this applies to you, T. Orlando, but ignorance is bliss, and I think it's easier to be happy in the world if you're part of the bullshit. Now I'm not saying you're part of the bullshit, T. Orlando, but I'm just saying some people, they are the problem instead of being affected by the problem. So that's why they're not like, it doesn't bother them as much. It's almost like victimize or be the victim. Either be happy in being the victimizer or be depressed and sad in being the victim type shit. So I don't know. Like when you really see how people move, like I'm talking like beneath the fake nice guy or nice girl act that people might put on at work or something. I'm talking about when you really like feel like you see human nature for what it really is. Yeah. You just like me, I don't have a desire to even be around people. I'm happiest when I'm by myself, for sure. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's see what this chick was talking about.
Dow.
Women will blast their own husbands online for the whole world to see, but refuse to look in the mirror. And honestly, it's quite embarrassing for everyone. I mean, we've all seen it. Wives making videos about how their husband doesn't help with the dishes or the laundry, doesn't plan dates, isn't romantic enough, isn't...
Yeah, that's why it's just not worth it. It's just not fucking worth it. Most women will get to this point, including most good women. I don't even consider all these women to necessarily be bad women per se. It's just a place that they get to because they're just miserable people in my opinion. And they need somebody to blame. They need something to blame other than just accept it. I'm just a miserable motherfucker.
Women are walking balls of misery that just learn how to look cute, look like something you might want to fuck a few times. But they're all walking balls of misery, man. All of them.
doing whatever they feel so entitled to. But here's the irony that nobody's talking about, but I'll gladly say it. You're literally telling the world that you chose poorly. You're advertising that you married a man you don't respect. And instead of having...
Well, no, I mean, that is what it signals to the world, but that's not what it is. First off, women just aren't strong enough to handle everyday life the way men are. They weren't meant to handle a lot of stress, a lot of shit going on. They just weren't. And they just don't know their role. Now I agree. Like if you and your wife both work 40 hours a week, you should help with dishes or help cleaning sometime or whatever. Yeah, I totally agree. But a lot of these bitches that stay at home moms and wives, they still gonna find something to fucking complain about. If you a stay at home wife, I don't want to hear shit about cleaning. That's your fucking job. And it doesn't take 8 hours a day to clean a house or cook 3 meals, really, if you want to get technical. Especially if you cleaning a little bit every day. Or let's just, I get it, the kids, the job with the kids never end. So yeah, okay, let me start here. Straightening up the house or cleaning the house 2 hours max a day. Cooking a meal, like that's like an hour per meal. 3 meals, that's so what? So we have 5 hours a day, like really max. And then I know you gotta chase the kids around and shit. But it's 5 hours max. Read to the kids another hour. You got 2 hours to kick it. And then, okay, fine. If you're a stay-at-home mom, when I get off of work, even though I'm tired, I'll help you with the kids because you need a little break. That's fair. So let's say I get off at 7. I'll just take over the kids from 7 to 9. And you go, fuck it. Go watch a movie. Go to the movies. You can figure it out. I mean, not figure it out. Do your thing. Do whatever the fuck you want to do for 2 hours. Eat chocolate and sit in the bed in the room with the door shut. I'll take the kids. You can watch Netflix for 2 hours while I take the kids. That's fair. That's fair. But even with that, they're gonna fucking find something. That's where my philosophy of just ideally men and women just wouldn't live together in the perfect world. Because I get finances is a big reason why men and women live together. Always have been a big reason. But if finances were no object, yeah, men and women would be a lot better off, I think, not living together. All right, let's see what else she say.
A private conversation with your husband, you're airing your dirty laundry for likes and validation, to boost your self-esteem and avoid taking responsibility.
Imagine expecting loyalty from your husband while turning him into content for strangers. Publicly disrespecting your man doesn't make you empowered. It tells every man watching that your relationship isn't a safe place to be.
But here's what you're actually doing. You're making yourself look bad too. Because if your husband is really that terrible, what does that say about your judgment? What does that say about the woman who chose him? Bet you didn't think about that. Nope. The uncomfortable truth is that it's easier to shame your husband online than to ask yourself, am I being the wife that inspires him to be better? Am I creating an environment where he wants to step up? The truth is, you can't build a man by tearing him down publicly. You're destroying your marriage for validation from all the other women who are anti-men and who are probably just as miserable as you are.
Okay, it looks like a nice car she's in. Do you think this is just pandering to get guys to go to her OF? I'm just curious.
Well, I watch your videos on YouTube, and you remind me of this other content creator I follow. Like, his name is Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, and I've always wanted to pick the minds of someone like y'all because it's a lot of like rhetoric about women who are like over 30 and single mothers and things like that. But I guess my question is this. I'm 31. I'm a single mom. My son is 11. And I haven't really had any successful relationships. Not for the fact that men are not interested. I guess it's more for the fact that the quality of the men that are interested, it seems. And I'm very selective because I have a son.
That means men are interested.
Say it again.
That means men are interested. You said not the fact that men aren't interested. You said it's the quality of men. So the quality men aren't interested. So we back to square one there. Men aren't interested. And then you said you selective because you got a son. Well, I think that's the issue. Because you have a son, don't make your value go up. That make your value go down. So you can't have something that somebody gonna care about in the dating market, which a lot of men don't like to date single mamas because all of the bullshit that come with it. That's like having a car and having a lot of miles on it and a flat tire and saying, well, I need to have a owner who can like that's got a higher level of credit or that make more money. It don't work like that.
Well, then, what do you suggest?
Well, let me help. Let me help her out. I'm pretty sure y'all could. Y'all probably could guess what I'm gonna say. You're not a bad looking sister. This is exactly what I would tell her, and this is the tone. Like, if y'all want to know how I would be if I had a Kevin Samuels type show. Like, look, you're a good looking woman, sister. And because you're a good looking woman, I know you have an inbox full of guys, right? You need to find you a guy who's on the shorter side, probably. He might have a couple extra pounds on him, and he might make $30,000-$40,000 a year. That's a blessing. You know what I mean? You have to. I'm not saying settle for a bad man. I want you to find a good man, but he's not gonna be any type of like quote unquote high value man on paper. He'll be below average on paper based on internet standards. And the upside to that, my sister, is he's a good dude. So it's gonna be very beneficial for you to be with this man. Or you could just, or just not date. If you don't want to do that, understand. But just focus on other things. Focus on your kid. Just focus on living a fulfilling life. Or you can just be a high value man's, plaything. If you rather do that than settle down with the quote unquote lower value man. But even if you do get a somewhat high value man, it's not about what you want anymore. It's about you serving that man for a lifetime. And basically thanking him with your service that he took on a single mother when he didn't have to. That's exactly what I would tell her. Is that too harsh, guys?
Well, then, what do you suggest as far as, because when I say quality, I just mean like a good person. I'm not necessarily looking for somebody who makes like a lot of money or who is over 6 feet or any of the stereotypical things that women necessarily look for. I'm looking at character. I don't know if it's my environment or what it may be. I'm very modest the way I dress. I'm not very provocative. I don't know what it is. I'm just wondering
when
if
did you start to have this when did you start to have this mentality of he need to be a good person?
I've always had that mentality. I've only been
What about
in 3 relationships.
hold on, okay, respectfully, hold on. So, of all the guys you done dealt with in your life, none of them were good people or good persons.
Well, I've only been in 4 relationships in my life.
Well, first she said 3, but all right. she forgot about one. Damn, I was about to cut her some slack too. She just went over the she just went over the limit. I'll give a bitch 3. Damn. 4, you're a whore. No, she ain't a whore, but y'all know what I'm saying. Pair bonding ability done. Pair bonding ability done at this point. So, but let's hear her out. Hold on, one more thing. There is no reason. I mean, unless she had 3 husbands and all of them died, and then she had a 4th husband and that was the last one. Okay, I give a woman that. But other than an extreme circumstance like that, there is no reason for a woman to have 4 men, 4 boyfriends after the age of 18. Once you want, and the next guy will be the 5th. It'd be different if she had 3 and the 4th. She's stuck with that one. All right, fine. But the next guy will be the 5th. So I think you're the problem, man. I think you're the problem. Let's hear her out. Happy birthday, Spirit. He's officially a 40-year-old virgin. I would tell him to just buy some coochie, but I understand why he doesn't want to. If you want to drop your Cash App, Spirit, drop that, please. Maybe somebody will send you some birthday money.
Well, 4 relationships in my life.
Well, you just said 3, now you saying 4. And are we counting the
Because
dudes? We,
no, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I say 4 is you just asked if I consider anybody to be a good person, like honestly with their character, and I would say my first boyfriend that was in high school. But
Exactly. Most women have a good boyfriend in high school or somewhere between 18 and 23, and they drop his ass to run the streets or get something more exciting. Yeah, that was the motherfucker you was supposed to be married to and spend the rest of your life with.
is you just asked if I consider anybody to be a good person, like honestly with their character, and I would say my first boyfriend that was in high school. But that doesn't, people typically don't want to count that. As an adult, I've had 3
Yes, that
relationships.
counts. Were y'all sexually active?
Yeah.
So then it counts. I think that's the problem with women. Y'all think like there's guys that don't count, and then y'all do this thing too where y'all only count the guys who's your boyfriend. You may have had 4 boyfriends, but does that mean that that's 4 dudes that you didn't give your body to? Probably not. And most women look at the dating market like that. I'm only gonna count the dudes who I gave my body to. So if I got 8 bodies, I've only been with 8 dudes. Or if I have 8 boyfriends or 5 boyfriends or whatever it may be, that means that the only dudes I've been with. No, you probably, I ain't saying you specifically, but hypothetically, that woman are probably 25 dudes, but she only gonna count the 4 she been in a boyfriend relationship with. So like that don't when you say 4 relationships, that ain't really saying much because you only count the dudes who was your boyfriend. And again, you said that you looking at a dude that's a good person. Well, I mean, you 31 with an 11-year-old, so most of the good guys that probably you had access to all throughout your years is gone now. They either got a girl or they level is so high that they don't want you because you ain't nothing. You to them, you just a deficit. You ain't got nothing but baggage attached to you because you passed 30 and you got a kid. So I mean, it's not what leverage does he get by being with you or by choosing you? Like it's less.
I'm pretty sure that's a tattoo, everybody. And do you think her body count is 4? Probably not. Because the way her face was looking when he was breaking down that whole your body count ain't your boyfriend count, she was looking a little suspicious. I like her natural hair. Okay, there, I said something positive. See, I'm not a woman hater. But that looked like a big tattoo on her arm, everybody. Hold on, let's see what happened.
Say this hypothetical man exists. Why would he want to be with you? What is he getting out of the situation?
Well, I believe that my character is beneficial in a relationship to a man. I'm a good woman. I think that
Every problem is every woman thinks she a good woman. Every single woman that they think she a good. Every single woman listening to my voice right now. How many people in here? It's 246 people in here. It's probably gonna jump up to 500-600 in a minute. Every single woman that's listening to my voice all think that y'all all good women. So what separates you from just saying I'm a good woman? Like what tangibly rather than just saying I feel like? What tangible benefit can you say?
well, I didn't say I feel like. I'm looking at like my character qualities. Just looking at the relationships that I have been in. I'm a peaceful person. I'm not argumentative. I like to do domestic things. I'm a pretty traditional woman. I
Look at his face, everybody. So, man, there's nothing traditional about a tatted up 31-year-old baby mama. That's why he got that look on his face. And there's nothing traditional about what I believe is a big ass tattoo on your right arm. Nothing traditional about it. Nothing traditional about calling the internet show to get advice on any of this. So yeah, you're just talking. Just like all these other bras, you're just talking.
I like to do domestic things. I'm a pretty traditional woman. I'm loyal. I mean,
Ma'am, you don't know anything about being loyal. 4 boyfriends or 3 boyfriends since the age of 18. Let's just do that. That's a lot, man. People try to like down. That's a lot of boyfriends. It really is, man. You don't know shit about being loyal. At 31, you should have let's see, at 31, shit, at least like a 7-year relationship by 31. It should be a long relationship in there somewhere. From 15 to 31, yeah, it should be at least a 7-year relationship in there to even try to somewhat sort of make an argument that you're loyal. That's not loyal. 3 boyfriends since 18, from 18 to 31, that's not loyal. Some women, matter of fact, where the fuck is that? I don't feel like looking for the meme. Because some women won't leave a nigga no matter what. I mean, we always hear about women leaving men. Some women really are loyal to a fault. Like, he set the bitch on fire. Like, she still ain't leaving. Some women literally will never leave a man for life. That motherfucker got married. She's still on his line. I ain't nigga, you ain't getting rid of me. I'm loyal. I'll just be the side bitch then. You my man. I don't give a fuck forever. Some women really are like loyal. Now we talk shit about women and we say women ain't loyal. No, some women are loyal. They don't mean they good wives. It don't mean they good girlfriends. Cause like I said, that's like 10 to 20% max. But 50%, I don't know what the percentage is. But I wouldn't be shocked if 45% of women actually are loyal. Once again, don't mean they good women, but they are loyal. So no, ma'am, you're not one of them.
A traditional woman. I'm loyal. I don't.
How you
I mean,
how are you a traditional woman and you 31 with an 11-year-old? Did you have your baby during when you was married?
no, it was right out of high school. It was when I was my
So
first year of
so
college.
so how's that a traditional woman?
That's another question that I have as well. So I understand that the action that some of the actions that I've made in my past were not traditional, were not feminine, were not maybe correct, especially in my early 20s, maybe like 19, 20, 21, 22. But then I would want to know, like, so as a person grows and develops, yes, there are consequences to your actions. Are these just the consequences to my actions, you know? Or is it a way, or I don't know what I'm trying to, the specific words, but it's like because of the decisions that I made when I was young. So this is just what you just have to pay for. This is just what men see. Like I'm not the same woman I was 10 years ago, but that doesn't make a difference because the results.
Whose baby is that, ma'am? I mean, that ain't an 11-year-old. I mean, it could be. I mean, I'm curious. It could be your sister's newborn or something. But that sounds like chaos in the background. Nobody wanted to see. No. See, oh my gosh. Nobody want to walk into this, man. And I was thinking about something. This is somewhat of a side rant. I was thinking about this before I came on tonight. Because I was watching something where they were debating Jay-Z putting his album in Target. We supposed to be boycotting Target. Man, don't nobody give a fuck about those pro-black boycotts, bro. That shit is not helping progress black people by boycotting Target. Boycott women who date Pookies and Ray Rays and won't stay in a fucking relationship or keep a family together to save their fucking lives. Boycott that. And then I'll become pro-black. Until the pro-blacks hold black women accountable and acknowledge that one of the biggest, if not the biggest problems with the black community that will fix it is black women stop fucking with ain't shit niggas because they got good dick. Black women need to prioritize who's gonna be a good husband and help us get out the hood and be a productive family other than swag and good dick and who tall. That's the number one issue in the black community. Until we can fix that, I ain't boycotting shit. I don't care if the CEO is racist and said hang all niggers. I'm not boycotting shit. Especially if they got good prices.
Like I'm not the same woman I was 10 years ago, but that doesn't make a difference because the results are still the results. Like I still have a baby and I'm still a single mom.
I think your background is probably you probably want to attend to that.
That's not my child. I'm in the Philippines. That's some child outside crying right now. My next door neighbor.
Okay, because
well, why the fuck you in the Philippines? And I wonder is he gonna touch in on that? Well, what you doing in the Philippines? I mean, you can be in the Philippines. Do you live in the Philippines? Why you in the Philippines?
It's real loud. But
They done crying, I guess.
I mean, yeah, you don't get to untraditional and retradition yourself. That's not how life works. Like that's not you don't go through the dating market like that. A traditional woman is not having a child in her early 20s out of wedlock and then trying to date and be serious in the dating market at 31 years old. You should have already been married multiple years at this point. So you're not a traditional woman.
I didn't know any better at that point.
Too bad. Everybody did. So what? What about all the other women who did know better? They did better. Because that's your
That's good for
competition.
you. I'm happy for them.
No, this
Like,
is
I
the
think
point
that
though.
that's a very
I'm
good
not asking
thing.
you how you feel about them. I'm saying the point is there's your competition is out here. It's other women that are 31 who didn't have children out of wedlock when they was your age, who didn't have sexual relations with a lot of guys.
I'm wondering if he's gonna give her a solution. I gave a solution because she's. I don't have anything negative to say about her disposition. She seemed cool. I don't have anything bad to say about her. She's not a bitch. So I'm hoping that Ant will give her something other than just saying, "Yeah, no, bitch, you cooked. You ain't traditional. You had a kid at 20. Fuck out of here." I'm hoping he'll give her something.
The point is there's your competition is out here. It's other women that are 31 who didn't have children out of wedlock when they was your age, who didn't have sexual relations with a lot of guys, or who didn't go through this whatever you did in your early 20s. So if they're traditional and you're traditional, then what does traditional actually mean? So like that's the distinction I'm trying to make. You not special, and respectfully, you not traditional. You may think you traditional because you may just, oh, I'm nice and I'm a good person. Yeah, that's great. But you don't get to operate in an untraditional way and then become back traditional. That's not how life works. Men don't give a damn about that. That ain't how the dating market work. If you operate in a certain way, that's what you are. Now, this whole notion about growing and
Damn, I mean, okay, I don't know if she about to cry. Do I feel sorry for her? Well, I mean, it's like X already said, and like I already said. Well, no, I don't feel sorry for her because she can get a man. I feel sorry for dudes who can't get a bitch because they really can't get a bitch. She can most definitely get a man. Absolutely. She crying about not being able to get Mr. Top Tier. She says she don't want Mr. Top Tier, but she's fucking lying. Because even when let's pull this up real quick. And yeah, I don't trust that this is the real her. She's coming across nice, but I'll give it to her. I'm not going. I'll just give it to her. I mean, yeah, we could speculate about how she really act and all that, but I'll give it to her. For now, I mean, just for the sake of this stream, I'll give it to her. I wouldn't give it to her in real life. But let's do this. She said she ain't looking for all that internet 6 feet, 6 figures crap. But she's still looking for, let's just say, black. He don't got to be 6 feet, but at least 5'10". He don't got to make 100K, but at least 70. Yeah, still looking for Mr. Point. Oh, it's still Mr. Point 5. Even what she well, let me see. Oh no, I'll do this. She's still looking for Mr. Point, or she's still looking for Mr. 5%. Okay, I can't get Mr. 0.5. I'll settle for Mr. Top 5% then. No, that's not settling. So let me tell you what guy she can get. Because that's the guy she thinks she would be settling for, Mr. Top 5%. But let's see. She can get this guy. See? 38.9%. She can get that guy. Yeah, that's who she need to be looking for. These washed up post-wall with kids and shit. Yeah, they need to look for their Mr. 40%. It's 40% of all black men in that age range. Let's look at him again. He's 31 to 50. He's not married. He's black. He's at least 5'3". He's a little obese. And he make 20K a year. Hey, it's something. It's hey, that 20K helping somewhat. You can take the trash out. This is your guy. But the truth is, They would rather just keep getting pumped and dumped by Mr. 5% than build a life with, you know, Mr. 40%. And that's why I don't feel sorry for her.
Whatever it may be, great. That's good that you learned, but that's not how reality works. Because we don't use that logic with men. We don't get to say, well, he was 18, 19, 20, 21. He ain't know no better. Hell no.
You should.
I think, well,
Not to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
but
Go
we
ahead, I'm
not
sorry.
we not going off of what should be. You should be able to leave $100 in the middle of the street and nobody should pick it up. But guess what? Somebody gonna pick that mother up. So we living
The
off
world don't
reality.
work like
The
that.
world don't work like that. That's the point I'm making. We living off reality. So what I'm
Yeah.
telling you is, as a man, we gonna hold a man accountable for what he do at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So if we gonna hold him accountable and make him up to the standard of being a young man, then we gonna hold you accountable the same way. So I'm not making no gender bias. I ain't doing none of this. What I'm telling you is you gonna be held accountable for your actions. You had a child in your early 20s, or whatever you was doing in your early 20s, and you had whatever you did, and now you 31 saying, I want a good guy where the good men at. Well, I'm sure this wasn't your mentality when you was 18, 19, 20, 21, but that was your prime. And if you grown enough to have sex, then you grown enough to deal with the consequences that come with it. And that's the thing.
So so Spirit said Spirit wants my opinion on what I think about women who trade fur babies for kids. I mean, it's somewhat sick and sad, but I mean, I ain't mad at them. I'm not mad at them if they didn't want kids. Yeah, go ahead and get your dogs, man. Actually, I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they did it. I wouldn't tell, like, if you didn't want kids, or it's just probably for the best. Because I know somebody. Well, I don't want to say that because that sounds fucked up. Because I know somebody personally. Who I know they want kids, and I ain't gonna go into details of that. But they got their fur babies though. They got their fur babies. So I'm not gonna say it's a good thing that she doesn't have kids or won't have them, but the circumstances are a little shaky around if she were to have them. So yeah, maybe it's a good thing there, because a lot of women have kids who shouldn't have kids. And by the time you became such a train wreck, you got to try to replace kids with fur babies. It's a good thing because you was one of the women who weren't supposed to have them anyway. Actually, you know what? All these dingbat bitches on social media talking about I don't care if I had kids and men ain't shit and kill all men, and but that's extreme. I don't even want to go that extreme. All these bitches on social media talking about we're fine single. We don't care if the birth rate is declining. Good. Let all these fucking idiots get fucking unbred out of the gene pool or whatever the fuck you call it. Let these idiot bitches not reproduce. All, like when you go on them posts on TikTok or Instagram and it's some dingbat bitch talking about men ain't shit and let's just prioritize ourselves and let's decenter men. I'm glad them bitches ain't having kids. We don't need more idiots in the fucking world. So let the intelligent women who know they do need a man and they do want a family and they do got to prioritize it in their 20s. Yeah, that would be a good thing for the gene pool, I guess.
Sure, this wasn't your mentality when you was 18, 19, 20, 21, but that was your prime. And if you grown enough to have sex, then you grown enough to deal with the consequences that come with it. And that's the thing I think with a lot of modern women, because the responsibility and accountability don't go, it's not in the room no more. It's like, well, I was young, I didn't know no better. Too fucking bad. And they like to be rude to
I
you.
think
Be honest with you.
you're not being rude. It's just facts of life. You know what I'm saying? I understand where you're coming.
He's shooting her shot, everybody. You see how nice and sweet she been? Yeah, this ain't her. This the treatment you get when you're Mr. I think this nigga 6'5", handsome dude. I don't know if he got. I mean, I guess he got money. I mean, I guess he got money. I don't know, but let's just say he got money. Yeah, they switched that energy up for you. She'd be cussing me the fuck. I could just say hi. What you mean hi, nigga? Look the other way, nigga. That's what she would tell me. It'd be a whole different energy.
too fucking bad. And that ain't to be rude to
I
you.
think
Be honest with you.
you're not being rude. It's just facts of life. You know what I'm saying? I understand where you're coming from. And it's lots of justifications that people can have for the circumstances. Like, I can explain that I didn't have much guidance back then. I was raised by a single mother. And, you know, things tend to perpetuate themselves until you wake up and realize that you are maybe in a pattern of behavior. And sometimes that type of waking up comes with you growing and just realizing that you need to be a better person.
Do I like his tough approach? Uh, I don't. I don't like his tough approach. It's unnecessary. It's just it's I think somebody like him could. How can I put this? I mean, he could still tell the truth. I want him to tell the truth. He's hurting his marketability. Now, I know they always used to say, Kevin Samuel, it's the tone, it's the tone, it's the tone. I get it. That's how men talk. But I have a problem with the way men talk in general, or be sensitive, I guess. But it's just not necessary. That's my problem with it. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes a man gotta put some bass in his voice, scream. Like in some cases, the example I give is like, you know, you want the dog to go out back and pee, and you like, look, go pee. You said it nice 10,000. Get your ass out there and go pee. You know, you gotta, you gotta. You didn't want to go there, but you had to go there. Like, so it is time when dudes gotta talk like that. I get it. But I just think he would be more marketable if he. I'm not saying sugarcoated, but yeah, it's too harsh. It's too harsh. Unnecessarily. Now, it's some bitches that, yeah, you might need to just, you know, come at a certain way because they coming at you a certain way. Okay, that's understandable to some extent. But with her coming with this sweet energy, it make him look bad. In contrast, if that makes sense. With the energy, like, damn, why this nigga, like, she being cool, bro? Like, it's chill. Like, you scaring the bitches, bro. It's a you scaring the bitches type situation. Now, if she was coming up here like acting ghetto and loud, then okay, cool, yeah, check her, you know, put some bass in your voice. I get it. But this contrast here ain't it, in my opinion.
A pattern of behavior. And sometimes that type of waking up comes with you growing and just realizing that you need to be a better person. And so I think that it shouldn't be biased. I think that no one should be held accountable if they are trying, and not even just trying, if they do change. Like, if you become a better person than what you were when you were 18 years old, when your brain wasn't even fully developed.
Does your logic apply across the board?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, great. So if I told you I wanted to be with you, but I'd beat up my last 4 girlfriends, but it was 10 years ago, would you still deal with me? And I told you I changed.
It just now it depends on what it
So that means
is.
that you
Now,
don't believe what you no, stop. That means you don't believe what you say. So you can't make a notion and then say, well, I believe this notion. That's why I made a caveat and I asked you, well, what about it? How does this operate across the board? This is called logic. You're not using logic, you're using your emotions. So you saying that, well, it just depends on whatever I feel should operate in this manner. So whenever it's something that got to do with me and a woman as my body, and when it come to my past of dealing with other dudes, well, now it should be different because I've changed. But when it comes to me and I say, well, I done beat up my last 4 girlfriends, or I cheated on my last 4 girlfriends, or I lied to and abused and screamed and yelled at my last 4 girlfriends, but now I've changed, then you should accept me. So that means that you don't believe what you say. You just talking.
Well, I do believe what I say.
No, you don't.
Because
You just proved to us that you don't.
But let me explain what I'm saying more so you can understand. I do believe that people have the.
Uh-oh, did you hear the bass? Like, did you hear? Did you like the bass tone down a little bit for a half a second? The act almost slipped because he gave a little pushback. Let's hear that one more time, folks.
So that means that you don't believe what you say. You just talking.
Well, I do believe what I say.
No, you don't.
Because
You just proved to us that you don't.
But let me explain what I'm saying more so you can understand. I do believe that people have the capacity to change, but when it comes to certain kind of values, certain kind of things like okay, you were a promiscuous person maybe because you didn't have guidance
So
in your
fucking
life.
what?
Okay,
Who
you
cares?
changed the way.
Yeah, like the cursing is just not necessary, bro. He's not cursing at you. So this is where he got some growing to do. This is where you can see that he's young. Well, not I mean not necessarily, but it's just I don't know, man. Look, I want to touch on something I think she said. So this whole thing about can women change? Usually not, but I don't even want to go down that road. Yes, they can. Sometimes they can, but it's usually not going to be the case. Whether they can change or not is irrelevant to the point I'm about to make. Women already degrade over time, and a lot of them, even the good ones, the ones that we would call the good ones, they grow into bitches. They grow into nagging, like controlling, always trying to belittle and disrespect. They turn into that to some degree. Even if she never turns into like a monster with it, like that shit ramps up as the decades go by. So if I gotta deal with that shit pretty much regardless, no, I'm not getting a bitch who already started off the slate on bullshit and was promiscuous. And no, I already gotta deal with a woman who's gonna degrade over time anyway. So no, I want a pretty clean slate from the jump. Because the worse she started off at, the worse she gonna be when she degrade to old witch, old nagging, mean witch. It's gonna be that much worse. So no, I want to start with a fairly clean slate.
Comes to certain kind of values, certain kind of things like, okay, you were a promiscuous person maybe because you didn't have guidance
So
in your life.
fucking what?
Okay,
Who
you
cares?
changed the way. I'm
It's not an
hold on one
argument, but
second.
it's not an argument. We already just made that it's not an argument.
I'm gonna relate it to what you just said, like a man who is violent. No, so say you, and then you realize what your worth is, and then you say, okay, I don't want to.
Ma'am, respectfully, you're a 31-year-old single mom. You don't have that much worth. What do you mean? What is your?
Yeah, that's out of pocket, bro. Like, it's out of pocket, bro. You can do what you want. It's your show. But come on, bro. I know. I mean, I get it. Your worth on the dating market. Look at her face, everybody. That was out of pocket. I ain't mad at her for making that face. I mean, yeah, your worth has decreased on the dating market. Not as a human. Like, I would go out of my way to specify that. Like, your worth on the dating market as a dating option has dropped. I'm not gonna say like you don't have any worth. I mean, I didn't let him finish, but I wouldn't even have started a sentence like that. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy, bro. The way you just put that. All right, let's go, but let's go back and let it play out.
You realize what your worth is, and then you say, okay, I don't want to.
Ma'am, respectfully, you're a 31-year-old single mom. You don't have that much worth. What do you mean? What is your worth? That's not how reality works. You can't just make up your worth in your head and expect people to abide by it. That ain't how the reality works. The value that you had at 21 when you didn't have a child, or 18 when you didn't have a child, is much higher than what it is now. You 31 and past your prime with a kid. So you don't get to just say my value is better now because I've changed. That's not how reality works. Because what about the person that is the other form of Asia that didn't do none of that shit? Are y'all the same value? Let's say you had another person, another parallel universe, and it was the same person as you, same everything, but they didn't have a kid and they didn't have a promiscuous past. Are y'all the same value? Yes or no?
No.
Okay then. So that tells me that you have some form of logic that you can stand on. So you know that your past matters. So regardless of what you said when you said you changed, that shit that doesn't matter. You changed for yourself. That's good. But you expecting the other person to believe that. I just use the same logic with you as a man, but now you disagree. If a dude said I sucked it 10 years ago, but I'm not a power bottom no more, you're not about to be like, oh, well, you've changed, so it's different now. No, that was taken. You're not about to deal with him. So like, come on, man. Whenever it's something that got to do with a woman, you expect people to accept you for who you are and change. But if it's a man, then it's different. And I'm not telling you that we should accept men for who they are. I would say the same shit to a man. If you was on some in your past, you need to be held responsible and accountable for it because you a young adult. And if what you saying is you was too young to know no better, then you should have been too young to vote. You should have been too young to drive a car. You should have been too young to be able to go to school and choose what you want to do for your career path. You should have been too young to do everything else. When it come to life, when it come to making your own decisions in life and responsibility, when it come to relationships and sex, now all of a sudden I was too young and I didn't know no better. But when it come to doing adult shit that got to do with society and having access to all of this other shit, now you old enough to do that. That's bullshit. If that's the case, then we need to up everything to a higher age. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, I don't make the laws, and I'm not a feminist, and
I'm
I didn't
not
start
saying
the
you make the
feminist
laws, and I didn't
movement.
say you were feminist.
No,
What I'm
I'm
telling
saying
you
so
is,
I don't
what I'm
set the
telling you
standard
is,
for
I
society.
didn't say
and
you
I don't
did. You're not listening to the logic. I didn't say you did. What I'm telling you is, we don't live in a feelings-ass society. You are gonna be judged based on your past. If somebody was a felon and they was a felon 20 years ago, well, guess motherfucking what? It's still gonna show up on their record that they was a felon. So they can't get a certain job because they was a felon from 20 years ago. This motherfucker could be a pastor now to completely change his life around. It don't matter. You was a felon when you was 18. You not working here. And if you was a job owner and you had two people that applied for your job and they had the same exact resume, but one was a felon and one wasn't a felon. Which
Well, see, there's a certain faction. There's a certain faction of the Manosphere, Red Pill dudes, whatever we'll call it, Manosphere community that want to just see bitches just get dogged out. Bitch, you got a kid. You worthless, bitch. Fuck you. Yeah, hope you never fucking find a man. You punk bitch. Like I don't preach that. I don't hate these women. I don't want their life to be miserable for the rest of their lives. None of that shit. So that's why I was looking to see if Ant is gonna give her any type of productive advice or anything. He's just basically just saying she's cooked. Not that the advice would make her choose an average Joe, but it would look good for the brand. And you can at least say, hey, I tried to help her, you know?
here. And if you was a job owner and you had two people that applied for your job and they had the same exact resume, but one was a felon and one wasn't a felon, which one you taking?
It depends. It depends to me because just because somebody was a felon, you keep trying to hold someone's past against them, and I'm saying it just depends.
No, it don't
Like,
depend. I just told you the same thing. They got the same exact resume. They're the same two people. One is a felon and one not a felon. So which one would you hire?
Which one is more qualified?
They both.
It does depend.
Do you not comprehend what I'm saying? I literally just said like 2 or 3 times. They both have the same.
All right, should we move on or what? How long have I been on? Y'all probably tired of hearing. I mean, I don't think this is going nowhere. I'll play a couple more minutes.
Exact resume. They're both the same.
Yes. I understand
So
what
why
you're
are
saying.
you asking me
but
which one is more qualified? I just told you they both the same.
Because just because they have the same resume, and just because, so you're just trying to boil it down to the fact one is a felon and one is not a felon. If they're exactly the same, then of course you would want the one that's not the felon. Because
Okay.
if it's just coming down to those two things.
Yeah, okay.
But in real life, we don't work with absolutes necessarily
Yes,
like
we
that
do.
when it comes to people.
Yes, we do work with absolutes. We do. That's how reality work. We do work with absolutes.
So two things can't be true at once.
Yes, 2 things can be true at once. Where did I say 2
So
things
that's
can't be true at once? But 2 things can be true at once, and we also can work in absolutes. It depends on the situation. The hypothetical that I gave you was an absolute hypothetical. They both the same 2 people.
But in when you
Would you
feel
deal
in
with a
a
man that sucked their dick
relationship,
10 years ago? Yes or no?
I mean,
Would you deal with a
he
man that
still
sucked their dick 10 years ago? Yes or no? He changed his life, but he used to suck.
but he changed his life.
So would you deal with him?
It depends on his character.
He's a great guy. He's amazing, but he used to suck dick and be a power bottom. Would you deal with him? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know. Maybe okay. So you're a woman that likes homosexual men. I don't know. So then I don't think that this conversation is good. I don't think this conversation is gonna work because you're into men that are homosexuals, and I don't know, this wouldn't work. You ain't gonna understand my logic because you into homosexual men.
Based on your logic, what we're talking about is, can you believe that a person can change?
No, that
Can
wasn't. The
you
logic was not
even
about
though-
changing.
even though
No,
a
you don't
person-
listen, Asia. I never said that logic was about changing. The logic is about accepting somebody for changing. If you want to change, congratulations, you can change. But you can't expect the next person to accept you for changing. It's not the next person's fault that they don't want to deal with you because of what you did. If you want to change, great. That's fine and dandy. If I said I used to beat the last 3 or 4 women I was with, it's not a woman's fault if she tells me no. She doesn't have to accept me. So what you basically doing is, no matter what I do, you should accept me. And if you don't accept me, it's your fault because I've changed. Well, how do I know you changed? And who am I to even accept that you said that you changed? Because you said so? So then there's no point in somebody accepting you. There's no logical basis you going off. You're going off of your feelings. And that's why you 31 and you a single mom and you don't have a man. Because you don't understand facts and reality. And the quality men don't want you. Your own data market, Asia, is showing you exactly your value. You 31 with a kid and the quality men don't want you. So you don't have to listen to me. You can say I'm just up here talking some bullshit. That's cool. You can say I'm the dumb with a red hoodie on that sit on the internet talking to women. You can say all that is goofy. But at the end of the day, I didn't say you did. I'm making an example. You can say that. I didn't say you did. I said you could say all that. But at the end of the day, your life is telling you exactly where your value is. You 31 with the child and the quality men do not want you. So, I mean, at the end of the day, reality is showing you that your feelings don't really fucking matter.
I didn't ever think that my feelings was really involved in it. I came out here to actually because this is the thing, like when I had the decision, when I was making bad decisions when I was younger, I didn't understand the type of ramifications that would have on the child that I have. And so I'm like, now that I am who I am, I just want to know. So in your opinion, as a masculine man, you're telling all women who are
I'm
over
telling
30
you.
and
I'm telling you. I'm talking to you. Don't try to do the victim thing where you want to get women to be on your side. I'm talking to
Shout out to Divine Photos. Damn, I feel like I just watched this, but complains about everything. And I'm late for work. All right, anyway, kind of want to see what the hell this is about.
I'm 42 years old.
Oh dear gosh. Lord help us. Everybody hit the like button. There's 13 people watching me. I don't know if all men are masculine men, X, but that's a different debate. Everybody hit the like button. There's 14 people watching, only 6 likes, and I don't understand it. Since I don't understand it, I'm gonna take it as disrespect. Please take your fat ass finger and hit the like button, please. $5 more to guarantee 2 hours. Fuck, what was I about to say? Yeah, everybody shout out Divine Photos. You just sent $5 in. All right. Let's move on.
I'm 42 years old. I'm perimenopausal. I am twice separated from the fathers of my children. I'm a late in life lesbian who doesn't have sex.
A late in life lesbian. They come up with all these fucking dingbat terms, y'all. Oh my gosh. A late in life lesbian. Women are just severely mentally ill, bro. That's all. And I'm not even mad. I'm not mad at a lot of them. I mean, I'm not really mad at any of them. I'm frustrated with a lot of them at times. And and really I don't want much to do with most of them, like 90+%. But I'm not mad at them. But this is just sickness.
There is no sanity gauge at all because they never had to have it when they were younger. She is nuts. She is sick and she's nuts. What is this?
But another thing I want to say real quick before I even continue. Bro, disqualify tattoos. Just disqualify. Anything other than like a little butterfly. Really just, I don't want to say any tattoos, but I get it, a butterfly on a wrist or something, but anything more than something like that, just please dismiss that tattoos. So you don't got to deal with none of the horse shit that comes after it, after you didn't dismiss for tattoos. Like everything we heard so far and will hear in this video.
Life lesbian who doesn't have sex or a sex drive. I have started talking to myself constantly. I live my life completely alone. I have no friends. Probably by choice, like 80% choice. I'm in a job that I chose pragmatically because I needed a job. But I'm a creative person. I'm a whimsical person. And so my soul feels like it's just aching all the time. And I'm noticing that I feel less and less connected to this physical world. It reminds me of the Ayurvedic idea of doshas, and it's said that as you get older, you lean more towards the Vata energy of
We have a day of observing everybody on drugs.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
If she thinks it's anything less than the best, then it's not going to happen.
I'm always right in the end.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
air.
Why are y'all all the same? I genuinely don't get it. They're all the same. Doesn't matter what age they are, doesn't matter which generation they came from, does not even matter your race at this point. It's really just the way you decide to be. And you know what's interesting about these liberal white women, black women, two-time baby mamas that then turn lesbian, and then they're on the whimsical side of things, and I don't know about the dosha and the wind are blowing that way, is that the kids are the one that suffer from it.
Dating and relationships, right? A lot of people, especially women, tend to share about their male partners and how amazing they are, and they do all of these things for them, and they're really happy, and so on. As I always say, if you are happy in a relationship and that other person lights you up, I think that that's a wonderful thing. But part of my work as an author and a journalist and someone who works in women's journalism is that it's my job to notice patterns, and especially in the types of comments and the things that people share. And a lot of
Probably a old, bitter, washed up chick who don't got a man herself, who's gonna find every reason and every way to try to sabotage every woman who is happy, so they could be miserable like her. That's what I just heard. Was that a proper dumb bitchanese translation? If a woman has a social media account where she vlogs shit, she's probably a bad person. It really is that simple. You know why we don't see a lot of good women on the internet? They're not on the internet like that. They're not doing vlogs. They don't have videos on the internet for me to go over.
things that people share. And a lot of this stuff, my partner's amazing because of, and then they'll go on to list the reasons why, tellingly is from women in their 20s and 30s. I don't have women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s saying the same stuff. What it tends to be is a list of things that their male partner does, right? Let's say around the house. So let's say the discussion is around the inequality of domestic labor and how women unfairly do a vast majority of that. Slight side note, the reason why, for example, Day of the Girl exists, which is sanctioned by the UN, is it highlights the vast inequality.
Women act like doing housework is like building a fucking skyscraper from scratch with no crew and no equipment. Am I the only one to notice the like, oh my gosh. Women say they want to be married and have kids. If you want to be married and have kids and you don't want to clean up after people, you don't want to get married and have kids. Because even if the husband is spick and span, like living with a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, you're going to be cleaning up after a motherfucker for the next 10, 15 years. Like, women just hate responsibility. Because, okay, women just want to sit on their ass, shop, and scroll on the phone all day. Maybe do a dish or two here and there. They're like, that's their... is that their expectation? What is their expectation? Well, look, because they want to be princesses. They don't want to do much. They feel like, I'm fucking, that's enough. Subconsciously, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, they feel, well, I'm fucking this motherfucker, ain't I? I shouldn't have to do much or anything. I pushed out your babies and I'm still fucking you. Everything else should be easy mode for the day. They don't want to do shit. They feel like fucking is enough for me to live a soft life. Or I push the kids out. That's enough. I'll read to the kids or something during the day, but that should be about it. I birthed them, okay, I breastfed them, okay, I should be done with work for life. Everything else should be spas and butterflies. Massage, spas, and butterflies. And let my fingers slide. On the social media all day. And if they got to do much more than that, oh, this is hell. My husband ain't shit. He don't help around the house. It's just, they can't handle life. Do you think if most men were stay-at-home husbands, they would be complaining about how their wife don't help around the house enough? Or even, I take that back, even if they weren't stay-at-home husbands. You know how men have their gender roles and a lot of men feel compelled and they take pride in fulfilling their gender role. If cooking and cleaning was a part of men's gender role and women took, I don't know, fixing the oil or whatever. If a women took a couple of R's and that was their traditional gender role and cooking and cleaning was our traditional gender role, it's just not in our nature to bitch and complain. We would just find new efficient ways to get the house clean and pick up after people and shit like that. We wouldn't start social media accounts complaining how our wives don't help us around the house. We just put our head up, chest out, and get that shit done like men do. Women don't have that type of character. See, the problem with relationships, a big problem with relationships, like I just said, is men take pride in their gender roles for the most part, and women see their gender roles as oppression and being a victim. So that's why a lot of relationships are doomed from the start. Don't get in a relationship with a bitch who don't take pride. I take pride. There's women like this. I take pride in cooking my man a meal. I take pride in keeping a clean house. There are women who exist who take pride in that shit. It's not most. Most women get irritated when they gotta clean. You remember when your mom used to clean the house and it's like everybody watch out, mom's cleaning and she's biting necks off as she's cleaning. What are you feeding? Why do you? I'm tired of cleaning this fucking house. It's like I don't get no help around here. They just go on a fucking tirade. They just go on a fucking vampiric fucking rampage, whatever the fuck. Like they just go crazy because they're cleaning. Cleaning just drives them fucking nuts. Don't marry a woman if cleaning drives her nuts. Like if it sends her into a psychotic episode to clean up, that's not the woman you want to live with or be with. It shouldn't send a bitch in a psychotic episode to just clean the house. It really shouldn't.
Sanctioned by the UN. It highlights the vast inequality of domestic chores and labour that girls do around the house compared to boys. But women, especially in their 20s and 30s, will go on to list the things that their partners do. And by now, some of you will have heard that an exceptional husband or an exceptional male partner is at best a mediocre wife. And in a lot of these cases, these are things that are actually standard. They should be the default, the baseline expectation of what you should have in a romantic relationship that meets the definition of reciprocity. Because historically, the bar for men has been so low, these are seen as...
What was the bar for? They don't consider what men do every day at work or just what men have to juggle every day in life, period. That they just think like everything we do is just bare minimum, no matter what. They're always going to find a way to make it seem like what we do is bare minimum. Because it's never enough for women. It's never enough. Shouldn't this shit get worked out before we even become boyfriend and girlfriend? What do you want your role to be in the house for the next 50 years? And what's my role? How much help do you need with dishes? What people should work this shit out before we even make it official. Really. Like but here's the myth. I just want to debunk this shit. Because women, if you would just help with more dishes, if you would just put your shoes away, brother. Now, granted, hey, if you're not doing any of that stuff, hey, maybe you should. In some cases, I would agree. The man should do X, Y, Z more or whatever. But brother, I'm telling you this right now. No matter what you do, she's gonna find something else to bitch you out about. Especially over 35, 40. She's gonna find something, brother. I promise you.
exceptional things such as, you know, cooking, organizing holidays, just basic things that you would do in a partnership with someone. Another very common thing is that people will say to me, well, in my marriage, you know, I have my own money, my husband has his own money, he would never tell me what to do with my money, etc., etc. And I get that. That's a good thing. That is the way that things are set up for you and you're both happy with that. That's great. But something that kind of shows up slightly later in life are the bigger issues around things, and those will not necessarily be the equal sharing of money or the fact that your husband doesn't crumble.
Every time you hear anybody talk, a female talk about the dying of a relationship, because basically what she's trying to communicate is who you are in your 20s is going to be completely different than who you are in your 40s.
Like I said, y'all. If you get married to a woman at, let's just say 25, this woman is gonna be like 5 different people by the time she's 85. So you don't know how you're gonna feel about this person. That's the thing people don't talk about enough when it comes to getting married to women. This person is gonna be 5 different people throughout the course of your life. Yeah, you love this version of her. Are you gonna love the next and the one after that and the one after that? Likely not. Likely not, bro. So let's see the 5 different stages. Let's see if I can come up to this on top of my head. So the honeymoon phase, that's one version of her. Another version of her when y'all move in. Another version of her when she have a kid. Another version of her when she had the second kid. Another version of her when she hit menopause. Or not even that. Another version of her when her looks start to clearly fade at like 40. Another version of her when she, hit menopause. Another version of her when she starts to come to grips with her own mortality. Like, you see what I'm saying? These are all different people.
50s. Every time that I hear these women communicate, it's always a me, what it is that I want, what I want from my partner, what I want from this, what I want from that. As a women's journalist, really what we're saying is people evolve. And so what you need to do is evolve together, right? Just because who you were in your 20s is different does not mean that we can't get along and we can't make it work, especially when you have children. So, what I hear from these people is selfishness. I hear your inability to communicate the changes as you evolve. I hear an inability to grow with the person that you're married to. I hear the fact that people are being easily influenced by social media inside of their relationships. And that is one of the biggest things that is killing relationships is because of tribalism. People are finding their opportunity to do something different in somebody else and influenced by somebody else instead of coming to it based off of their own conclusion, because the person that they should be influenced by or the people that they should be impacted by is the ones that they lay next to every night or the people that they interact with on a daily basis. And so what happens is you have a lot of people that are being influenced and then they're being basically coerced or convinced that they're in a bad situation, and they're not, and they don't find it out until they're on the other side of that conversation, until they're on the other side of the fence, and then they have a hard time even admitting that they made a bad decision, or they want the person.
All right, kind of see. Let's go over to Rumble. I'm gonna drop the link in the live chat. Okay, yeah, let's go over to Rumble. To the people who not coming over to Rumble, remember how others treat you is their karma, how you treat others is your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. Be nicer than Ant was to that girl because God's watching. And remember, I'm a nice guy. I just play asshole on the internet, and I've never done anything remotely wrong my entire life ever. Be sure to keep your blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol down to keep the Reaper from coming around. Make sure you get your yearly checkup so Satan don't catch up. All be Sensei out.